Alright, Thursday, November 28th, 2019 at 6:49 a.m. I'm watching a video called Victimhood Trumps Search for Truth in Toronto Police Sex Assault Investigations. Just found this very interesting. When it comes to media coverage about sexual assault, there seems to be a tendency when that rape allegations end up in the media first and stuff like that.
Of people telling stories. This is what you assign your investigators to do in order to try and crack a case open for criminal prosecution. Really?
On Thursday, October 30th, when we became aware that allegedly 9 victims had contacted various media sources to report incidents of assault and sexual assault, I assigned investigators to contact these media outlets.
A case open for criminal prosecution. Really?
On Thursday, October 30th, when we became aware that allegedly 9 victims had contacted various media sources to...
Allegedly 9 victims contacted media services instead of contacting the police. It's part of that shock and awe strategy about shocking the people into being angry and oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, sexual predator, oh my god. And that's how they do it. Instead of going to the police and then the police informing the public, they're going directly to the media instead of the police. And that should be a tip off right there. That's a tip off right there if somebody's fucking lying.
For incidents of assault and sexual assault, I assigned investigators to contact these media outlets to provide contact information of the team leader assigned to the review. We requested these media outlets to pass this information on to the persons they were speaking with to inform them of the availability of victim services.
So victims report incidents of sexual assault to the media. This is to be taken seriously as the media is now a subsidiary of the police force. You realize what you're saying here is that victims telling stories to publishers equals victims reporting incidents of sexual assault. As the media is now a subsidiary of the police force, you realize what you're saying here is that victims telling stories to publishers equals victims reporting incidents of sexual assault. Not only that, then you say that you reached out to the publishers to contact these so-called victims and ask them to come forward to the police. Is that not contradictory to the police's policy, the police force's policy of not reaching out to victims, but victims must come to the police to report? Essentially,
it's not even victims coming to the police for support. These so-called victims, and I underlined, I would underline in big thick red markers victims, because these victims are going to the media instead of the police. You see what I mean? That's a big indicator right there of some of these lines I could see.
By asking publishers to ask these people to come to the police,
the police ask the publishers to talk to these victims, so-called victims, to go to the police.
Is pretty much the same as the police reaching out to these people and saying, hey, I hear you have experienced incidents of sexual assault. Well, we're the police, and if you come to us and report to us, we can help you. So come to us, please, because, well, that's what we want you to do.
As of today's date, 3 people have contacted us providing us information that they have been victimized relating to these allegations. The Toronto Police Service Sex Crimes has now commenced an active investigation into these allegations. Through a statement released to the media, we became aware that persons have viewed graphic evidence of physical injury, that they have been victimized relating to these allegations. The Toronto Police Service Sex Crimes has now commenced an active investigation into these allegations. Through a statement released to the media, we became aware that
Through a statement made to the media was the way police became aware.
persons have viewed graphic evidence of physical injury to a woman. Service Sex Crimes has now commenced an active investigation into these allegations. Through a statement released to the media, we became aware that
Through a statement made to the media, not a statement made to the police, a statement made to the media.
persons have viewed graphic evidence of physical injury to a woman. As a result, we are requesting the public to come forward with any video, photograph, social media chats relating to this investigation to contact Sex Crimes Media.
Congratulations, you got your victims, 3 of them. And not only that, but one of them claims that they saw graphic evidence of physical injury to a woman. But,
So you got the victims, 3 of them. One of them claims they saw graphic evidence of physical injury to a woman. Wow.
apparently you don't have this evidence.
It is possible further victims may reside outside of Ontario. If that is the case, please contact Toronto Police Services Sex Crimes to report any information, and we will coordinate the investigation with our law enforcement partners in that jurisdiction.
Yes, we have victims, but we want more victims. Even though there is no evidence proving that they are victims, we will telegraph our intentions looking for these victims across the nation to come forward and tell us about their victimhood story. Yes, because even though you haven't proven that you're a victim, we know you're a victim based on what we've read in the media. We
Wow. Isn't that pretty intense, eh?
are grateful that one of our media partners have engaged in counseling for their employees.
Media partner? The Toronto Police refers to CBC as a media partner.
A media partner. Wow, man, this is...
Do they consider all journalists as media partners? I'm confused because aren't journalists supposed to be learning how to be skeptical and discerning in their reportage on public affairs? Because I sure haven't seen that in any reports that have come out about this case, about Jian Gomeshi. Nobody has ever taken a fair and balanced approach, considering he's innocent until proven guilty. No, he's been made guilty in the media sphere, in the public sphere. He's already been convicted in the court of the public. And the police partner with that. They act accordingly. That if somebody comes forward to the media and says that they are a victim, that means they are a victim, and the Toronto Police would like to manage their victimhood. However,
Manage their victimhood. Yeah, that's what it is.
we believe that not all potential victims are employed by the same media outlet. While we encourage all affected individuals to come forward and report to police, we want to make sure that everyone has access to support services, regardless of their decision to report. We, the Toronto Police Service, works with an independent charitable organization, Victim Services Toronto.
so even though none of these women have been proven to be victims, they are treated as victims immediately. Of course, in the case if a woman was legitimately just raped and needed help, needed assistance, these services are well placed for that purpose. But when someone comes forward and says, 10, 15 years ago, I went out on a date with a guy, and, well, he was a little rough with me, looking back at it now, I think I would call it rape or sexual assault. And I think that's a criminal charge. Therefore, I was criminally injured. So what that means is that as soon as this woman comes forward to claim this, she is immediately eligible for criminal injury compensation. paid for by the public purse. She does not have to prove her victimhood in order to be eligible. The man doesn't have to be charged. This woman comes forward to claim this. She is immediately eligible for criminal injury compensation paid for by the public purse. She does not have to prove her victimhood in order to be eligible. The man doesn't have to be charged or convicted in order for her to be able to receive such compensation. She also receives free counseling, free legal services. Anything she needs, it is handed to her and paid for by the public purse, even without proof that a crime actually happened.
Wow. Let that sink in.